Hello everybody. A few hitchers at the last minute. Welcome to the General's Lounge. I think this is episode 4. And a very special General Lounge this is. The Fate of Finland is released. And yeah, we've got a giveaway today. Hopefully, if things work, we've got a giveaway. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, some special guests joining me today. We've got Protosoccer. Welcome, Protosoccer.
Hey ho.
And so yes, Protosoccer a regular, and glad to see him back again. We've Panzer J, thank you for the resub there. We've also got Tiger with us tonight. Welcome, Tiger.
Oh.
And are you okay there? I didn't quite hear you.
Hello.
There we go. There we go. That's
it's a
better.
little bit too quiet. Just tell me I can turn it on.
Hopefully it's okay. I always have to fiddle with my settings. We're real professional on this channel. And also joining us today is Bets. So welcome, Bets.
Hi there.
And for you guys, hopefully you I mean, I'm sure you'll know Tiger. He is the moderator, or one of the moderators on the official Steel Division Discord, and also a prominent member of the community as well, especially in Steel Division Normandy 44. I know you don't play so much now, but you have been streaming a lot lately. So hopefully we see some more from you.
All right.
And Bets, some of you, I think most of you that play competitively will know Bets, but some of you might not. He does a lot of work behind the scenes with the Sobbot and helping out Steel Division League. So yeah, very much a valued member of the community. So thank you very much, Bets, for all your hard work with regards to that.
You're welcome.
Also, I forgot what I was going to say then. Oh well, we'll cover it later. So yeah, special day today. The Fate of Finland's been released. Hopefully all of you guys are enjoying it. And we have a giveaway that's going on thanks to Protosoccer. So thank you, Protosoccer.
Thank you, Eugen, for giving me a key.
Yes. So my giveaway, I'm hoping it's going to work. But it seems that it doesn't work if you type the ticket into the chat. So go to that link, and then all you have to do is press. Let me bring it up so I can see. You write number 1 in the number of tickets, and then you press buy tickets, and that should do it. So hopefully you guys can jump in and do that, and we'll be giving it away later on in the stream. Right. Oh. So first things first, let's talk about the Steel Division League. So I think let me get the results up. Hopefully we can get them on screen for us all. Here we go. Here is Group 1 of the Steel Division League. Protosoccer, can you talk us through any recent events?
In Group 1, there wasn't too many games played, I think, this week, due to Charles still having issues with its internet, but he is back now, so from now on, their games should be getting played faster there. But yeah, what we still have there is Fruitlord played a game this week against ZZ, and ZZ won that. And with that, Fruitlord is in pretty precarious position in the end of the group, and ZZ recovered from his loss against Sean. At the moment, sits at the 2nd spot, and yeah, his chances of getting out of the group, I think, are about how he plays against Lossa and Pixie. And yeah, so I think Sean pretty much should get 1st place, or should at least get out of the group with 5 points already out of 3 games. But the rest is still pretty open there. But yeah, Fruitlord has to win all his games, or at least get 5 points. Like win 2, get 1 tie, and then he might get through. But if he wins all, he at least a safe through. Oh, 7 points, not 5 points. But yeah.
Yeah, Protosoccer, I'm not sure if you can turn your volume up a little on your end, because I think I'm at the max here.
Will do.
Yeah, I think looking at the results, I know Fruitlord lost to Sean. Sorry, you mentioned his other match. Who is his other match against again? But we've got it up here, haven't we? ZZ, yeah. So that was quite a big match actually, because both of those were in Division 2 or Division 2 in the previous season, and I think they were tied, weren't they, at the top of Division 2? So that I think that result probably will have disappointed Frublord.
Yeah, it did. He
Yeah.
was pretty pissed afterwards.
Oh yes, I remember as well. I think the games were pretty what's the word? They were drawn out games.
Yeah,
Maybe
they were
that's the
pretty
word.
long. And
Yeah.
like ZZ loves to play for a long game. Probably not as much. So he really struggled at the end.
And Group B, yeah, we've had a lot of games played, haven't we? Nilla sits there at the top at the moment, but I think Gonzo definitely is in pole position with those 2 wins. Yeah, very good to see. Here, Robert, just in 3rd place, but I think he's going to get overtaken, isn't he?
Yep, as he will most likely be, because Zero Care most likely will drop out of the league, and then we have to give 3 wins to the other guys who haven't played. He has lost all his games, so it isn't too much affecting his results. It's a little bit shameful, but with that, Neff will overtake him for sure. Robert it is, and that will end Robert's chances of advancing that were really slim before already. And then it's between US Prestigion and Neff for the 3rd spot, which Neff has a better position in.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And Miller is already safe through, and Gonzo, when he gets the free win, is also safe through. So those 2 are already advancing. The question is in which spot, because who gets first also has a safe spot in the semifinal, and who 2nd and 3rd have to play 1 more game. So it's always, especially in this group where it's really about the money, it's important.
Yes. And talking about the money, what is the prize pool up to right now?
It's up to $290.
$290.
Which is pretty nice, as Mr. Jekyll. Wait, let me give a second. Jekyll Rush. Yeah, just donated $80 last week. So yeah, we are up to $290 with that, and that also gives a prize pool to every division. Even the 4th division has now a prize pool of $15, and 1st place at the moment gives you $84. So it's quite a big prize pool.
That's quite a lot.
Yes, yeah. Protozocker, if you send me the link through Discord, I will put that out there for the guys as well. Right, and while we do that, let's have a look at Group or Division 2. Sort out my lighting right here. Hopefully that's okay. Too much. So yeah, we've got Tunique sitting at the top at the moment. Metal Phase just behind with Goaf. Yeah, I remember a lot of ties in the southern half of this group.
Yeah, like from Paul's, like Scarter and Scout will. No, Scout hasn't played too many games, but Scarter for sure will have a hard time to advance, even if he wins his last game. But he brought out a good effort, having 2 ties already. And Tunique versus Goaf will be a finals play. All the top 3 guys haven't played against each other yet, so that will be the important games. And Goaf versus Tunique will happen today or tomorrow, I think it was planned. So that will be interesting. And then Metal Face versus Goaf is also planned for this week. And then Metal Face versus Tunique is in week 4. So those games are the ones to watch out for in this group, about who gets first and who gets the other spots. And maybe Scout Spirit or Van Paolo sneaking into the top 3 again with good results.
Yeah, definitely. I think Tunique is always he's looking okay at the moment with 2 wins. I suppose Goaf's only played 1 game, so he's got 1 win. So could easily join Tunique in the 2-win club. But I think Metal Face still has to watch out I mean, he's got to
Yeah.
win there, but if he trips up against Tunique and Goth, and then either Von Paulus or Skoda pick up a couple of wins, or even or Scout Spirit as well, yeah, Metalface has to watch out there, I think.
And Gove is practicing a lot. I just met him on ladder actually today. I won though. I was really happy about that. But yeah, because I had a rough time at ladder, and then I played against Gove, and I was like, oh no, that's not going well, right? And then I won, luckily. Well, not luckily, but yeah. And then I was like, yeah, let's go forward.
And Group B, we've got Sahandor right at the top on 8 points. And is that all of his game played?
Yep, that's all of his game played. And Yadris, whom we talked about last week, because last week he only had 2 ties and 1 loss on his. And we were like, he's a favorite. Why is he so low? He played against Seander and gave Seander his first loss, which gives him the chance to still take Seander's place actually at the top of the league if he wins 1 more game. Then he has 8 points as well, and then the tiebreaker will go in favor of Yadris. And that also allows Mr. Curbs to maybe come up, or Sir Drake, your Nethel.
I'm not gonna bring you up on how much you just butchered that name, but yeah.
His fault for taking it. Yeah, he still has a chance for taking first spot after Seander just slipped against Yadris. Or Yadris, rather, playing really well there.
Yeah, oh, sorry, go on.
Then everyone else has to fight hard. Gaspar, Jack, Thomas really have to fight hard to get back in there. But a lot of points, everyone's like a lot of ties, a lot of close games there. So one of the best groups, I think, like one of the toughest, but also one of the most enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, a lot of ties. And I don't think I've really cast anything from that bottom group yet. So I look forward to doing that over the next few weeks. Yeah, I would say, though, coming from the UK, I know definitely not to try and pronounce Welsh names. It's just impossible. But yeah, I think, yeah, very, very good group. I guess anyone's in with a shout still of the second and third placers from the looks of it. I think Sahandor's fairly safe, I think, but I guess even, 2 wins, 2 ties. I mean, if Gasper picks up a win and a tie, he's up on 8 points as well. So I think he hopes his maths is right. So yeah, real tight group, and that's what we like to see. So, and that's good on you, Pro Soccer, and the guys in Steel Division League for doing the splits, getting people in the right league.
Yeah, we did a few slip ups, but overall the balance is pretty good.
Yes, it's always very tough, isn't it? Especially when you get newer players in there. Just going back to that group, I think Sahandor, he's new to Steel Division League. Idris is new to Steel Division. In fact, all of them apart from Curbs in that group are new this season to Steel Division League, I think.
Yeah, but some of them played in some of our tournaments.
Yes,
so
yes.
That's helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, in group, in Division 3, we have one of those slip-ups, I think, maybe. Or he's just practiced a lot. I mean, he practiced a lot, I know that, because I met him on ladder once or twice as well. And that's Wonder Noob, leading Group A there with 3 victories already. And everyone else really trailing behind there, trying to grab spot 2 and 3. And everyone else still having the option to do it as well.
Yeah, so just to let you guys know what's happening tonight, just in case I haven't mentioned it, I know a few of you new in here. We're going to talk about the Steel Division League. We've got groups Divisions 3 and 4 still to discuss, and then we're going to start discussing the new Fate of Finland DLC. So we'll move on to that in a moment. The giveaway, it kind of failed on my end, but if you type !giveaway into the chat, then Tiger is using his big brain time with Tiger, so he has fixed that for us, so it will still work. So please do that. So yeah, sorry, Group A in Division 3. I think Wonder Noob, yeah, I remember playing him just before the start of the league, and he was on good form then. So I think he'll do well. Although Gearhead, he's coming as a replacement. I think it'll be interesting to see Gearhead versus Wondernoob, because that could be an important game. That could be the decider for sort of winning the group as such. I think Evil Nick's definitely still in a chance with the top 3 for sure. Cole obviously getting the win in there. He's doing decent. And, Nebs is... In fact, Nebs and Ericsson as well. They've only played a couple of matches so far. So, yeah, still definitely in with a shout. Group B. What's your thoughts on Group B, Protozocker?
I think Genze will be leading there. But even he has still to fight 3 games. And all of these guys showed a lot of effort, especially White Eagle. I see him a lot online, not that much last week, but yeah. And with the latest DLC, a lot of stuff changed in the meta, so everyone can grab up stuff. So yeah, let's see how that works out for everyone there. Crippling Depression and Genze in a good spot. Big Jim in a rather tough spot already with only 1 point out of 3 games. But if he makes it 7 points with winning the next 2 games, he still can advance there. So we have to see, but yeah, Genze and Crippling Depression looking fine there.
I had my mic off there. Yeah, I definitely agree with that as well. Let's just have a quick look at Group 4. Quite a few games. Helljumper, thanks very much for the subscribe, buddy. Group 4, Alexander still at the top. I can't quite remember. GG Kringle, he picked up a victory against David this week, which takes him to 2 victories.
That was an important game between those two for who would want the 3rd spot. Because now Kringle has 6 points, while David G still sitting at 3, so that makes it a lot harder for David and a lot easier for GG Kringle to advance there.
Yeah, I think David, who I'm thinking is in the chat, he's got who's he played. So he hasn't played a lot yet. Who he could possibly pick up a victory against. That would put him on 6 points. But yeah, like you say, it shows the importance of that win from GG Kringle.
Another guy I just saw practicing today, so he is not an easy pickup.
Yeah,
he was coming into the league fresh as someone who has never played a 1v1 game before, and he practiced a lot, and he's pretty good now. And Stockton is also looking dangerous there, so David has to prepare there Windows. But yeah, if he wins those 2, or at least gets a win and a tie, he should be through as well. But yeah, he has to really fight.
Definitely. And I think an important game will be a lot versus GG Kringle as well. Similar to the David G versus GG Kringle. I think if a lot can pick up a victory, that will put him in good stead. So we'll look forward to those games. In Group B, Time to Collision, showing unbeaten so far, so he'll be very happy with that. Vasily, I know a lot of people liking Vasily, so he's only played 1 game so far. Definitely looking good. Ludo Jads, 1-1, lost 1. Let's have a look. Who was his? So he did get the win against Kissinger, but he did lose against Time to Collision. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I think Kissinger losing out to Ludo Jad is quite a. I think I'm saying his name wrong. I can't remember if it's Ludo that pulled me up on that. I think I'm actually saying his name wrong. But yeah, that was probably a big win for him against Kissinger. Your thoughts, Proto-Soccer?
Yeah, Time to Collision looking mighty fine there. If he gets 1 more point, he's through for sure. And if he gets 3 more points, he should get 1st place. So yeah, don't know how it's standing for him at the moment. He says he will play his 2nd game against Stanislavski. Don't know how the 1st game went there, but if he already won that, he for sure is through into the group phase, into the playoff phase. So that's good for him. And yeah, Kissinger improved a lot. Ludo Jad was really lucky to play him in week 1 there actually, because there he got a relatively easy win. But then Kissinger really turned up the level of play and tied against both Time to Collision and Lysium. So I'm looking forward for the last 2 weeks, and if he can make a win victory out of those ties there, and maybe get it to an 8-pointer, because that would be really interesting and a really cool story arc from being one of the least favorite to one of the guys to get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tactician just confirmed he won his first game against Stanislavski, so that makes him the first person to advance for sure out of Group B.
Yeah. So yeah, it's looking great at the moment. If we just quickly head back to Group A, just to refresh anyone, Sean sitting there at the top of Group A, and Nilla at the moment of the top of Group B, but Gonzo just behind. So excellent start to the season. I'm definitely enjoying casting. In terms of my YouTube casts, I'm not releasing any this week, but look out for kind of double. I think it'll be double bills next week, because I have filmed them all, but I'm just delaying the release with all of the Fate of Finland content now. And speaking of which, let's talk about Fate of Finland, because it's a pretty big release from you, Jim. Tiger and Betts have both, and Protozocker as well, have both been playing, testing things out and playing the early builds. So I'm definitely glad to have you along to talk about the release. How have you found Fate of Finland so far? Are you enjoying it, guys?
I mean, yeah. Overall, I'm a big fan of the DLC. I'm a big fan of a lot of the UI changes that they've done, and the sort of the in-game quality of life improvements. Yeah, I mean, from me, I think it's a great addition.
And Tiger, any initial thoughts?
Well, whoever knows me knows that I like light tank play and certainly the new divisions, they added a lot to that. And you literally have divisions where you can spam hundreds of T26Bs.
Yes.
And they added a division that has amazing infantry. I would say it's like comparable to the Fallschirmjäger infantry. And it's also heavy airplay, and I like that. It's just gameplay-wise, it's lacking a little bit for me, but they really hit the right spot with the divisions, in my opinion.
That's good to hear. It's starting to bring you back, so I'm glad. I'm pleased to hear that. Protozocker, what's your initial thoughts of the new DLC?
So, like, the divisions are all great, the DLC itself is great, and the patch brings a lot of cool stuff. But sadly, all the new changes, they changed a lot, but they also bring a lot of bugs with it. But if they fix all the bugs, it will be the best patch and the best DLC I think we had in the Steel Division game.
And thank you, Protozocker, with the gift, tier 1 sub gift to Time to Collision there. And also Drazhar as well. Thank you for the follow. Right, well, I want to discuss the divisions, and I kind of want to talk about them and have a look at some of your favorite units. Let's pick a division first. In fact, we'll go with the first one that's on the list, the 126th Gorna Strelky Corps. Tiger, what's your first thoughts about this division?
It is the division with the Marines, correct?
Yes.
I simply loved the division when I first saw it, and I think it's really good in maps like Orsha North and really close maps. And I also like how it's air heavy in a sense, where you have a lot of options to bring. It also has the Zis 2, which is a really big selling point for me because I just love this AT gun. But I feel it's very vulnerable against medium tank play and heavy tank play if the enemy does have the artillery superiority, because the artillery for this division is very lackluster. And if the enemy also has AA, you can't really deal with heavy tanks. So amazing infantry, but it is very situational, though I love it.
Like, yeah, I want to put the finger in the wound there. I really like this division, and it shows us kind of how cool special infantry divisions could be, and how cool, like, it shows us how paratrooper divisions and Fallschirmjäger divisions could work in Division 2. I mean, it's different than the Fallschirmjägers and 101st in Division 44, but it's still really cool how they play out in the end.
I was, I mean, I haven't had this DLC for long. Obviously, I haven't had a pre look at the DLC, and if I get a little bit choppy here, it's because I'm in the armory. So hopefully it stays okay in the stream. You guys let me know in chat if you get any issues. But yeah, I really like this division, how they've mixed the kind of mountaineers together. I think that's what you were kind of saying, of how sort of light infantry works along with others. It looks really cool. I haven't played these yet, but it looks fantastic. And I'm interested about this new DP grouper. What do you guys think about this unit? The kind of
Gorno's bulky DP is actually the better one. The DP grouper is not good, but the Gorno's bulky DP is basically the same, but with one more DP.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. 3 DPs with 6 guys. Yeah, I hadn't noticed that. It's only 5 points more. Yeah, very interesting. Bets, what's your favourite unit in this division?
Ooh. I mean, it's gotta be the Moskaya Advos.
Oh
I mean,
yes.
you've gotta. I mean, if you're gonna put a 12-man squad with Thompsons in, then of course I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think this unit is probably one of the, or I would say probably the strongest in the game. But being, the one card limited to one phase kind of thing, I think it's not so bad. It's sort of like a one trick wonder kind of thing,
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool because all the other infantry units have smoke, so you can help. That helps out this unit a lot. Otherwise, it wouldn't be too strong, but with the smoke help of all the other infantry units.
Yeah. I had a look the other day. It's the Morskaya Pakoto, isn't it? It's like, I think this is the first standard infantry unit that actually has smoke on it, which is kind of interesting. I wasn't really sure how effective they would be, but it sounds like they're quite good then.
Yeah. I'm also disappointed you people didn't say the BT7 was your favorite unit.
I was,
See,
yeah.
Yeah, it was a toss-up for me between the two.
This thing looks more like a car from the front. I mean...
Yeah, 85 kilometers road speed. It's like the perfect Formula 1 car, but then Warlord.
But you also can shoot your co-drivers and the competition.
It's wacky racers all over again. Let's have a quick look at any other units. Oh wow, I don't know whether anyone saw my video earlier today, but I love the Hurricane in one of the other divisions. This one has the Hurricane. What do you guys think about the Hurricane as a fighter?
Can I start?
Go for it, yeah.
Okay, so I don't like this one because it has like, if I remember correctly, the other one has 20 mils, right? Let me just check on that.
Yes, that's right.
I should have checked on that before I
No,
actually said
that is
something.
right.
But I feel like it is too slow to be an effective fighter, and the armament isn't the best for this one. So I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I feel like medium agility, medium resilience, and is too slow, and the armament isn't great either. I don't know, but it's pretty cheap, so gotta keep that in mind. But I will take the Kitty Hawk over them.
Yes, that does look like a powerful plane. And just before we move on to a different division, I guess Protozoka, how do you think this will fit in with the league? Do you think people will start using this division, or do you think it will take a while for it to kind of get used?
It's pretty situational. It might be taken as a counter. You should never take it as, like, you should always only take it if the map is right. And I don't think you should ever take it when you're picking first, because then you mostly will get countered, I think. But yeah, it's a pretty cool division. I don't think we will see too much of it, but I could see some guys like mastering it and maybe getting as good with it as like Corbo, for example, got with the third FJ in Steel Division 2044. And then we could see someone like really showing us how capable this division is in the right hands.
And
it has a lot of features that could be used.
And finally, just before we leave, the Gorno Razvedka with the PPSHs and the Molotov cocktails in the recon tab. Tiger and Bets, do you think this unit will be used?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, I'm of the opposite end. I think that it'll be used less often than you think. I mean, because the rest of the division has like as good infantry options, and it's quite an expensive infantry squad. And for the
Yeah.
for the same cost, you can get nearly 2 Gunner's-Jockey squads, which I think are more not more situational, but more could be used in more situations.
Yeah.
Especially with those SVTs and the AT grenades. But don't get me wrong, I think it's a great squad. I think it might not. It's not going to be like a must-buy immediate unit kind of thing.
Yeah, interesting. I never noticed the cost was 40. If I'm honest. Tiger.
Yeah, I think it's too expensive
sorry.
and too little availability.
Yeah.
My thought process is it is a unit that has radio and a Molotov and is really good at CQC, so I can just put it in a forest and I'm gonna be sure it's not gonna die unless artillery comes.
But
So
how
I
much?
really use it for the radio.
But you don't have radio artillery in this division, do you?
You do have the 52P, which I love because it fires so fast. It does a decent amount of.
And it's super cheap as well.
Oh, it has radio.
Yeah.
Oh, I never realized those things have radios. Okay, yeah, no,
Yeah,
then I take
absolutely.
everything back about what I just said.
Well, it's a good job we had a look at them then, just so Prodazok got back up to speed. Right, let's move on to the next division. I want to look at. I think what we're going to do is actually just go right down the list because it's going to make it easier for me. Although we actually didn't start at the top because I missed Group of Viborg. So let's have a look at Group of Viborg. Initial thoughts? Anyone?
Kills 10v. It will kill a lot of people in 10v10. Will
Yeah.
die in 1v1 all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the one with all the IS-2s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
Go on. Let's.
I was just say it's the division with all the tanks and none of the infantry.
Yeah.
I mean, you are so going to be really hard pressed in 1v1s to like contest all the ground because all of your infantry, apart from I think one Strelky squad, oh no, 2 actually, are like close range PPSH only infantry.
Then you can't take any infantry squad in C phase. So
Yes, I
your
think.
tanks only get good in C phase, so it's really
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I think it's like after Machikas are the only ones in C phase, and you really don't want them in C phase. Tiger, your thoughts on this deck, Group of Viborg?
Well, I think like this tank was made with an infantry tab that is too lackluster for it to be effective in anything but the 10 versus 10. I feel like you need Shermans to actually use this effectively, and that's why the third arm Tankovia is actually decent. It has like probably a better infantry tab, but it can actually use Shermans to support its infantry, and here you can use what, the T26, T34, and that's it. I think it's too lackluster of an infantry tab to actually be useful in anything but 10 versus 10.
You forgot the Churchill.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot you're British.
Yeah, so all
It
of
doesn't
you...
have HE, by the way. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, it doesn't. You're right. I didn't even notice that. Oh, bummer. Bummer. Is that something about the 6-pounder in general?
Yeah.
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 It
If
doesn't
you look
have
at
HE.
the if you look at the same tank in the 15th, I think it has a PCR. In this case, it doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, so for all you fans out there of 10v10, I know there's a lot of fans out there of 10v10. I think this will be a pretty good 10v10 deck. But I think 1v1, we might see some experimentation with like a very a very A phase oriented deck. But even then, the tanks, like, if you're doing an A phase orientated deck, you kind of want cheaper units. So, I'm not sure. I guess we'll wait and see for what the competitive, the guys at the top of the competitive scene kind of do. And here's the fantastic Hurricane, the unit that I like the most. This one does have the 4 Hispano 20 mils. So yeah, you were right, Tiger. This one does have the better armament.
This is also the one you have a skin for, right? Like,
Is this a special skin,
sure.
or do you have to go in the
No.
armory? I've not even been in there yet.
No, it is like that from the vanilla. Like if you get the
Okay.
game, I think just the
Oh,
DLC,
right.
you'll get it. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall vibe work. It works in 3v3 as well. It's not only a 10v10, but like for example, I played it in 3v3, and then I just sent like half of my, or like half of my IS2s I sent to embeds, half of my IS2s I sent to Curbs, and to Vulcan, hopping out against embeds, to Curbs, and then we won the game easily because my IS2s were rolling all over the map, and I got some help from Vulcan in the middle, so I don't die there without infantry.
So
But yeah, it doesn't work out if you don't play as a team together.
yeah, so Nilla says that he doesn't like it. It's not a 1v1 deck, so
Yeah, I haven't found anyone liking it for 1v1. Might be a US President John coming in and telling us we are all new.
which is like
But
it's really kind of a little bit annoying because I don't know, I'm just in love with this Hurricane skin, so I'll barely ever use it because I play a lot of 1v1. But hey ho, I'm sure I'll be playing it a lot in 10v10 as well. Let's just push forwards onto the next deck, the 358th Yar Strelkovi. Bets, how have you found this deck up to now? Are you enjoying this deck?
Yeah, man, you gotta love the Cherno spam. It's great.
Yeah,
It's honestly, I think one of the better things about this division. I mean, 18 in A, 27 in B. I mean, you can't go wrong with that in 2 cards. So I think that's one of the main selling points for this.
yeah, it's definitely its infantry is definitely very strong. Cherno Pidzaniki, really strong units, and we'll maybe discuss them in a little while when we just chat about the patch notes. So I'm interested to see if there was any changes with them. But yeah, Grupa, I want to get your thoughts on the Grupa Zachistski, as I murder that name, I'm sure. These are the so-called specialized trench cleaners. But when I looked at this division, I was kind of a bit underwhelmed. I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, Protosoccer and Tiger.
they're pretty good. They are a bit more expensive flamer group that also has long range fire and holds out better. So I really like them. And if you combine them with Channel, they're really amazing. And you get 54, you get 54 channels in B, or if you combine them in A and B, you have like 40 of them. Like, those squads are really good to mix in there because they're pretty cheap for what they do actually.
Tiger, your view on the Grupa Zachiski? Are you there? We might have lost Tiger there.
Oh yeah, also
I'm back.
Oh, he's here. He's here.
Also the Suomis have 150 meter range. That's like really right, Boba Fett just pointed that out.
I
Yes.
hadn't noticed that actually. Yeah, 150 meter range on the PPSH of the
No, that's a Suomi, right?
Yeah, it is a Sumi. So is that different to the PPSH?
That's the Finnish one.
It's more accurate and it has more range.
More accurate and more range. Tiger, your thoughts on that unit?
On the Zag.
Yeah, I'm really interested.
Okay. I don't know. I never liked hybrids, so I feel like it's a good unit because it has the flamers. I don't think it's a good unit just because it has an MG and SMGs is like. And also, I love the Suomis because 150 meters range and a flamer. So you want to be using this unit at like 100 meters range, but you'll be firing at 150.
Yeah,
So
this is a very good point. So it is a really good point actually. I hadn't noticed that. And then I initially thought, oh yeah, it's 150 meter range, that's really good, but actually you kind of outranged the flamer. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Yeah, I think this unit is more of a defensive tool than an offensive tool because offensively they're how to use because first the light MG will engage a hunted node, then the zombies will engage, and then you have to automatically move them 50 meters closer to get the flamer fire. But if you have them in a defensive position, no matter what range the enemy comes in, it's painful for them. Like if they send automatikis running into you, they already die, half of them, in the last 50 meters before they engage. And then they get a flaming shot directly into their face. And if they're running away, they still get fired upon by the DT. And for 25 points, that's fair, I think.
It's a little bit odd though that these are supposed to be like the trench cleaners, the trench clearers, and yet they're kind of more useful as a defensive unit than like an attacking unit.
They're strong as an attacking unit, but it's a pain to use them as an attacking unit.
Maybe it's a bit more about how you micro them and use them. Yeah, I know we've concentrated a little bit on this, but I was very interested about this unit. It made a big thing about these at the start, and then I was just a little bit underwhelmed when I first saw them. Metal Phase and I think Bodafet as well, both praising the Suma SMG. But the Avtos, they still got the PPSH then. Is it just that unit that's got the Soma?
The Somi is a Finnish gun.
Somi?
It's the Finnish. The Finnish have them.
Yeah,
and
so
then
all the Finnish units have it.
Yeah, all the Finnish use them, and that's just using them as well.
Ah, right, okay. There we go. Tank-wise, not too much interest in... I found this deck was like fairly standard Russian deck. The big standout unit is the ISU 122S. Bets, how have you found this unit? Do you like it?
Ooh. I can never get these things to work for me. I mean, I know people who have managed to get these sort of tank destroyers to work really effectively, but I just get side-shotted all the time.
I've struggled as well with the ISUs. I think the lower rate of fire kind of makes it a bit more difficult to use. You have to, I think, micro them in and out a little bit better. I'm interested, Protozocker and Tiger, how do you find the ISU?
The ISU, the normal one, not that good.
Well,
the ISU
yeah.
is good because more accuracy and 1 more round per minute doesn't sound like much, but it's a lot actually.
Tiger, your thoughts?
I always like the units. I mean, 150 25 frontal armor and really good gun. I think it's good. I just feel like the S should get 5 points reduction, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's 10 points more for 1 extra round a minute and what, 10%, 5% accuracy.
But that's actually quite a lot, by the way, how accuracy works. Because with the second shot, they already have 75 points of accuracy and stuff. Well, they have 65, then 75, then 100%. But the other one has 45. The math behind the accuracy makes it really important how much every addition to it makes quite a bit difference for the next couple of shots. So, and the rate of fire doesn't sound like much, but it's like a third more fire rate. So that's actually quite a bit for only 10 points, I think.
And sorry, yeah, go on.
I'm interested to know exactly how fast they fire, because I remember their Sturmtiger having like 2 shots per minute. And in reality it had almost 3, but it was like 1 second off the third shot in a minute. So I'm actually interested how fast the rate of fire is, instead of just looking at the number on the card, because sometimes it's deceiving.
Yes, yeah, that is true. That is true. Just picking out the Morsar as well. I'm just interested your guys' thoughts on this unit. The
Mercer is a really interesting artillery gun. I mean, it's the one you see a lot from off maps. The 210mm shells, and now you have them on the map. And yeah, that's where all the big booms come from. You saw before, and now you also see where they're coming from actually. And yeah, they are nasty.
And they've got a radio as well, so they can be pretty accurate. I think I've not played them yet. Are they an accurate unit?
I mean, accuracy-wise, yes, they are pretty accurate, but I still think that they're a little bit weird. I don't know. I don't like them, but it's just my opinion.
They are quite expensive. At 150
not-
points.
I think everything about 150 millimeters is pretty much overkill, or like 152 millimeters is always overkill for artillery. But if you like big artillery booms, this one is super good one to go for sure.
Bets, how have you found this unit and sort of the bigger artillery pieces as well?
I mean, to be honest, I'm more of a fan of the medium-sized guns.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess maybe ever since the introduction of the counter battery order, I've just felt that having more guns is better than having sort of less big ones. Because when you get counter batteried, I've lost my ML20. I only have like 3 left now, instead of, oh no, I lost one of my F22s. I've got like 20 left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Yeah, and I mean you mainly just want to use them for suppression, and I think that the lighter guns do that just as well.
Yeah. I think the is this. Yeah, I was just getting tricked by the smoke on the rate of fire there as well. So these things are only 3 rounds a minute as well, which is, we'll see. I guess I'll see how that unit is used. We've got Bill Yukin as the ace in this division on the P29N. In terms of the Air Force, we've got the HE cluster bomber. Has there been any kind of increase to its damage at all?
No, not really.
No. So it's still just as bad as it always was.
Now. Hey, it's cheaper now.
80 points, yeah.
All bombers are cheaper, so yeah, no really real point in taking it.
Would you still buy it? Or would you buy it now?
No, I would go for the normal IL-2 with the bombs.
Yes, yeah, I think the same. Right, let's move on from the 358. I don't think there's too many units in that deck to talk about that's different, but now we're on to the Finnish side, or we'll go with 122nd Infantry first, and we've got a lot of new units on this. I don't think we should miss the double sniper. How do you guys feel about the double sniper?
They're real strong.
Yeah, definitely.
I just want to see something, but I'm pretty sure the Sky Jaegers had the double sniper before.
Really?
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. It's just something that popped in my head. Or was it? Oh yeah, it was their leader that had the sniper. Anyway,
yes,
yeah,
they had
I like
the leader
it,
with the sniper on them.
Double the effectiveness of a normal sniper. So.
And
especially
already solid, and for only 5 points, having one sniper rifle more is real nice.
Yeah, I think Nilla is a big fan of the snipers, so I'm sure in chat, Nilla, you can give your thumbs up if you think the double snipers are top draw. What else do we have? Any bets? What's your favourite sort of unit from this division? The 122nd Infantry.
Just trying to think now, but sort of I guess the one that's going to come up is the Pack 43 Krupp.
Yes.
I remember seeing this and then comparing it to the other Pack 43 and going, that's quite a steal for, I think it's 10 points more. I can't remember what the difference is, but
as someone who worked for ThyssenKrupp, I would love that thing. So yeah, overall though, 122nd is basically the most standard German division you could get, plus some Finnish love. But overall, it's like the air tab is super basic, the tank tab is stuck life all day long, all day, all week. The artillery has all your standard German guns, and yeah, the AT tab has your Pack 40s, your Pack 43s, and some Pentatracs and some others. And then the infantry is it's Grenadiers, plus Pioneers, plus Finnish, but just a couple of Finnish. So I don't think this division is too outstanding. But if you want to learn the game, I think it's one of the best to go to, because it's just teaching you all the stuff you have to do with the German division.
Yeah, lots of love for the double snipers in the chat. Tiger, how have you found playing this division?
I'm gonna be honest, this is one of the divisions I didn't really play much.
It doesn't have too much of an air force, so that
yeah,
might
exactly.
be why.
And it's like not lined and all that stuff, but I just feel like it is a War's 78 Sturm. That's my
Ooh.
impression of it.
Yeah, I guess in a way it kind of is quite similar to the 78 Sturm. You know, they've got some decent infantry, the tanks are all Stugs, they've got a Pak 43. It is actually kind of similar, now you point it out.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a worse version of it.
Do you think because 78 Sturm, although it has had a few nerfs, I think, but because it's still considered like one of the top divisions, that they will get banned and people will start playing this division instead?
I mean, it's hard to tell, but it could be a possibility, I suppose. It has a similar playstyle.
I still think you rather play 352nd or what other basic German infantry? The Panzergrenadier division.
Yeah, and
Yeah, the 20.
The 25th, because
Yeah.
the 25th just has Panzergrenadiers instead of Grenadiers, and Panzergrenadiers are a lot better. Like, if this division would have Panzergrenadiers, it would be amazing. But with only Grenadiers, it's pretty average.
And just before we move on, I'm just interested in your thoughts on the double AT rifles. A bit like the double snipers, the double AT rifle. Like the Finnish only do things in pairs, clearly. Do you think...
I think that the penetration on them is too low to really do anything against
Yeah,
anything other than like half tracks.
Yeah, you have double PTRS squads in the Russian division, in the 126, I think it is, right?
128.
Yeah, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
Because they also come in jeeps. But the Latties are coming in shitty transports. Well, in the German division, they actually come in Horse, if you want to have them in there. So there it's fine. But in the Finnish division, they're too slow at the front line to be really effective.
Yeah.
Now, before we move on, though, there is one unit that is in the anti-tank tab, which is really unique. And to be honest, I should have said this for unique division, because when I was looking through, I was like, oh, I should have picked that one. It's the Tank Tor Junta. It's the 10-man squad with the Panzerschreck. And I've been using them quite a bit. And because usually, your Panzerschreck squads are, 2-4-man. But it is surprising how many more hits the squad can take when like frontally charging a tank, and whereas a normal other squad would die, you get the Panzerschreck shot off. So I'm in love with using these guys. It's a shame you don't get more though.
Yeah, you can get 4 of them in A. Tiger, what are your thoughts on the up-vetted or up-strengthed Panzerschreck squad?
I mean, I love them. I just want to point out the Vernichtungs are still 40 points.
Yeah, so they're 5 points cheaper, but I guess maybe, they're in a bad transport. I'm just trying to make excuses.
It's only 5 kilometers per hour.
Yeah.
No, I actually love this unit. Like, it's one of my favorite. I just wanted to go back to the Lahiti and point out something. It does have 40 rate of fire plus 7. So...
Wow,
yeah.
That is a lot. That is a lot of rounds a minute. Yeah, and in fact, no, we will move on and we'll discuss it in a bit. So I do want to keep.
But the rate of fire is much lower in reality because
reload speed. Yeah, I know.
Oh,
But
right,
still.
okay. Right, so let's move on to the Pansari Divisiona. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong, like all of the Finnish names. And they do also have the double sniper, which is interesting.
and they also have the T28. How did we miss that in the Soviet divisions?
Oh yes, the amphibious tank. Has anyone used this in the water yet?
Yeah.
I've used this extensively, and this is my favorite unit. I'm not joking. I love this unit.
It sucks ass, but it's fun to use.
No, I love it.
Do you wish that it had a gun instead of the machine gun?
No. It would be more expensive that way, and then it would be useless.
Well, I would love it to have a 50 cal instead of a DT, but yeah, don't put a gun on the head. Maybe a 20 millimeter, but no, it's.
No.
I think a 50 cal would be fine, and having it 15 points instead of 10. But everything more than 15 points would ruin its spot.
I think on the 120 Second Infantry, we did have a question in the chat of whether we see anyone running the division as like a defensive division, with a late game Stug assault deck.
You don't have enough Stug cards, and the artillery tab is okay, but it's not as good as other late game divisions.
Yeah,
So,
especially with. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I would say it's okay to play it balanced if you play against the right division. Like picking against an aggressive division and playing a bit more defensive, you can go totally fine with it. But I only see that in ranked play and like in some specific points in tournaments. But if there's bans, but I don't see it too often.
Okay. I'm interested in your thoughts on some of the tanks in the Pansari division. Let's just start with the T28 Ii, the beast, the mother of all tanks.
Did you just jump over the infantries, the special one?
Well, we'll come back to this. I want to talk about the T28 Ii.
Okay.
What's your thoughts on this guy?
Surprisingly good.
Yeah.
It's so good in killing light tanks because it has 70 frontal armor, so most light tanks cannot do anything about it. And then its HE shells and its 3 MGs are doing good work against all the infantry, and for 35 points, that's totally fair.
Yeah, I'm with Proto on this one.
Yeah, I mean, it does have the 3 MGs, and it does a little bit less damage than the assault guns, but overall, I think it's.
This thing as well, I mean, to me, it looks pretty massive, but actually, it's like not that slow when we compare it to like the T26 and some of the other tanks. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Mute Games, David, he just pointed out in the chat that it should have 4 MGs, and I picked this up the other day. I'm taking it this one in the back isn't modelled. Is that right?
Yeah, it's not. They had the same for something similar in Steel Division Normandy 44, if I remember right, because first of all, there's nobody manning that turret, that MG, because everyone is sitting at the gun. Would be pretty, and like modeling the guy in the turret switching between the gun and the MG would be too much. So yeah.
Oh, well, that's a shame. That is a shame.
I would just like to
go on.
point out, sorry, AngryBird. I just would like to point out it's faster than the Panzer IV.
And the Panzer IV.
Yeah, Panzer
It
IV is
is.
35.
You're right. You're right.
Oh,
It
yeah.
is.
That's a speedy boy.
But same speed off the road.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the T26, this light guy, it just surprised me how slow this thing actually is. How has it been using this unit? Is it just the slowest tank ever?
No, I think you have to give that to the FT17.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's beyond slow. But I mean, I think the way to use the T26 in this deck is C phase with all of them.
Yeah, the C phase T26 spam. All the T26s in C phase.
and they're surprisingly good against everything because they have solid penetration, and for 15 points, that's a tank that can kill T34s. So yeah, if you spam them out, everything your opponent has to be careful about them.
What the T26 can penetrate the T34s?
Yes.
Oh wow, okay. I really wasn't sure about this. I've not played with it yet, but yeah, I think if it can stand up against the T34s, I'd be a bit more inclined to use it. I mean, 15 points is so cheap.
Yeah, and it can deal solidly with infantry as well. For 15 points, it fires 80 rounds, it has an MG. That's all you need, actually.
It's an interesting question from Kingu. Will a 20mm fighter plane be able to kill these? So can... Go on.
With enough rounds fired on it, yes.
Yeah.
Especially from the side armor. No, it has actually 15 millimeters around, but yeah, it can. at some point it will die.
Yeah, so
I had AA guns killing it already, like 20mm AA guns.
wow, yeah, so AA guns, yeah. So yeah, I guess and anti-tank rifles, are they? I'm expecting them to be fairly good against the T26. Are they quite effective? Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, they are.
Anywhere near the one up, anywhere near an AT rifle.
Interesting. Right, let's talk about the infantry because I know you guys want to mention it. I'm assuming you want to mention this squad.
No. Stay with the Stormy.
Stay with the Stormy. the
tank.
Stormy or the
Sturmy, yeah.
Because there's something really interesting about it.
Okay.
You see those wooden logs at the side?
The logs, yeah.
Those are not visual only. They
Oh,
also
right.
give you 10 more side armor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And those 10 more side armor come for free. So, yeah, those are the best stocks in game.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's actually true.
So genuinely, they've modelled the logs to add extra armor on. That's amazing.
It
Yeah.
also has more frontal armor.
No,
Is-
does it? Oh, yeah, right. It has
The
5
stock has
armor.
90. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I picked this out. It won't be released yet, but this was, I think it was that was my favorite unit of this division. I just absolutely love this skin. Just the whole woodland camo, the logs, the kind of the dirt on it. I just love this skin so much. Right, do we want to talk about infantry?
We could actually leave that to the other division because it's exactly the same, basically.
Is
No,
it?
it's not.
Does it have?
Yeah, there's
the-
there's one squad that is different, but
Well, Protozocker, I think you wanted to chat about one. Was it the Jakari?
No, it's the
Was it- it
Nostrovaki.
wasn't?
The Jakari you will see in that. Well,
Oh,
but
right,
the
okay.
The Nostrovaki is 15 points. It has a Molotov. It has an MG. And it has a rifle. So it's basically your better Koruk there. So that's really nice, guys. Especially for the availability. And we also didn't spoke about the special infantry, the relief force from. No, not the relief force, but in the German division you have the Estonians, I think it is.
Oh,
That
yes, we
comes-
missed them. In fact, I missed them the other day as well. So yeah, we ought to just talk about them.
And
So which ones? Which are they then?
the Finnish name, the
The
Something?
Suomi Poisid.
yeah, that's Finnish for Sons of Finland, and that's the nickname they gave them. But those are Estonian guys coming with SVTs, Suomis, and Molotovs. So this is a really good squad, and it's really cool that Hugin brought these guys in, giving some representation to them and to the to the Estonians.
Yeah, taking a look at these, they do look very strong. They're just like a. Well, yeah, all of their weapons appear to be quite strong. And I wanted to ask specifically about this light machine gun, the Lati machine gun. It has the standard range, but I wanted to ask about the accuracy at 15% accuracy. That seems pretty good. Compared to like 10% on the MG34. I wondered whether, this is a good light machine gun. What your thoughts are?
It's solid. I mean, it has a pretty low rate of fire. The DPS is okay. And I think it has relatively low ammunition, if I remember right. But
Yeah, it looks
it's a
low.
It's a really good unit.
yeah. It's like the Bren before the MGs actually became the Bren, but better.
Okay, let's just push back to the Pansari Divisiona.
Yeah, and let's go for the air tab.
The Air Tab, right? Okay.
Or let's jump for the support tab first. Let's go through it methodically. Sorry. But I'm hyped for the air tab.
You can't wait to get there. So the BT-42. Now, I spotted this the other day. This has got flames on it, right? So I was kind of like, what is this? Tiger, tell me about this gun. I'm hoping you know.
I've showed this on stream,
It's
and it's basically just a HE round with flames, as far as I'm concerned. And this thing will one-tap heavy tanks in 4 shots. That's what I
Really?
tested on. Yes, just the
so
flames.
those are napalm rounds.
Yep.
So like napalm canisters, and they do really good damage against every target they shoot at.
Just forget HE. Forget the. Just turn it off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't exist. Just have your flames on. And I just want to. I want you to keep in mind these things fire flames, and infantry inside of houses, they take more damage against flames. So whenever you fire this against the infantry that is inside the house, it kills the infantry instantly. Like, it's gone. I have a clip of that. I literally just killed the infantry instantly because it was inside the house.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm impressed. Bets, what's your thoughts on this?
It's the Buratino of Steel Division 2. If any of you remember the Buratino from Wargame.
Yes, I know the Buratino quite well. Yeah. People love that unit in war games. So do you think people are really gonna... This is gonna have the same kind of legend status as the Buratino?
I'm not sure it will have the same kind of status just because of how iconic the Buratino is.
Yes.
But I think it'll be one of those units that'll be remembered.
And Protosoccer, the only thing that stands out for me on this is it's a pretty weak unit. Like, I imagine this can get popped quite easily. So do you find it easy to use it kind of effectively, or do you find that you're losing them too often?
I mean, it doesn't have an MG, and Vulcan pointed that out in his coverage of this division. Just use them as long range as possible, and you're fine.
Yeah.
And you get them in good numbers, and 80 points is a bit expensive, but it's still fine. You just like use them with your other tanks, leave them behind, and then they shoot and kill stuff. And that's basically.
And Tiger, when would you take these? Would you take these in A, B, or C?
Because
B.
that you get 8 of them. Like, that's enough. If you have 8 of them, you just spread them around the map. You have them in groups of 4, and then whenever you have an IS2 you need to kill, you just go with the group of 4 there. Also, because of the flames, it forces tanks to move. So if you have a tank like the ISU 122 in front of you, it will die instantly because it won't be able to react. So yeah, keep that in mind. Whenever a tank is under flames, it is forced to move. And it will also fire less accurately towards you, especially if it's in longer ranges. That's why I think it's the best at long ranges, because the other tank can't really.
Right. So I want to move on from here. I'm just looking. And does anyone want to talk about the Bofors on the vehicle there? Is that a decent unit?
It's an amazing unit.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the Nimrod, but just better, because the Nimrod's AP, it has AP shots like the Nimrod. Oh no, the Nimrod has heat, but the Nimrod only has 800 meter range, and this one has 150 meter range with amazing fire rate. So every lightly armored unit coming next to this thing just gets annihilated. And yeah, you push them forward with your tank units, and then all the light tanks coming to attack your tanks in numbers just get annihilated by this Landswehr.
Bets, how do you feel about this unit? Do you like it?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always really careful when it comes to my AA, so when I've been using this, it's never really gotten into a position whereby it's shooting at infantry or vehicles or anything. But yeah, I mean, from its stats and from what I've seen other people do, it looks great.
It also is better than the Bofors because it has now more accuracy than the Bofors in AA. And I have a cool story about them, like a funny story, because when they were in the campaign, there was a bug about, well, not a bug, but like Eugen did something wrong in the, like when we did the closed beta, and you could bring them in transport. So you
Say
put
that
them
again?
in for the AA, and then you just unloaded them in front of the enemy, and out of nowhere the Landswerk appeared and was able to fire, and you could get them faster to run their normal like normally. That was really funny.
Yeah, just a reminder, guys, in the chat, if you we are doing a giveaway today. So we've got Protozocker has a DLC code for the Fate of Finland DLC. So in the chat, type !giveaway to join in on that giveaway. I just want to press forwards because I don't want to spend too long on this. I think Protozocker, you wanted to talk about the air tab.
Yeah, RD tab is not too special, just on here. And yeah, you got your Brewsters. You got
Brewster.
Ilu. Yeah, which are amazing fighters.
Yes, I was interested on this. I think the Brewster against the kind of... Was it just the... Yeah, I was trying to work out how effective the Brewster is. So it is a good fighter then, is it?
It's a really good fighter, yeah.
Yeah.
I would. Sorry, go on.
No,
And-
go on, go for it, Bats.
Yeah, I was going to say that I think in Steel Division 2, agility is king on fighters because, well, agility and speed. Because the hardest thing about fighting with planes is actually getting your planes to shoot at the enemy planes, and if you manage to get behind someone, you've pretty much, as long as they're not massively faster than you, or it's not an IL-2, you've killed that enemy plane. And with the much higher agility, you are able to, turn quicker, actually turn before they do, and therefore get behind them. That's why whenever I'm looking for fighters, it's always right highest agility, fastest speed. Everything else is secondary.
And they also come with okay firepower. For 50 cults, deal reasonably well with everything.
Yeah, very American loadout that. And anything else to say before we move on to the final division, guys?
We have the Planhams in the other division as well, but
Yeah.
the Planhams are the best bombers in game.
Okay. Well, we'll cover them in the next division. I did want to bring them up because, as you know, I am from the UK, so anything UK based, I'm always bringing up. Tiger, talk us through a little bit about Rima Rapana.
Okay, so this is my favorite division out of all of them. You have 55 activation points, and you have a infantry squad called Sissy that has 1,000 meter range MGs, a SVT-40 sniper, and it has radio and radio trade and costs only 40 points. And then you have the infantry squads that are all amazing, and then you have the tank tab that is all you need. And it is just overall amazing. I just love it. And then the air tab is just perfect for me. And yeah, that's my rundown. I love it.
I'm pleased that you really sound like you're enjoying this deck, so I'm really pleased about that. I just having Tiger back in Steel Division 2 is something that I'm really pleased to see. So yeah. Sorry, yeah?
No, nothing.
Yeah,
Move on.
so well done, Eugen, for making this deck so Tiger enjoys it. Protozocker, did you want to add something about the Rima Rapana? Talk about the infantry at all?
Well, let's start with the recon tab because it's the best recon tab of any division. Like infantry wise, you have the sissies. You have two cards of sissies, 2 cards of double snipers, and then you also have the Ekari. I'm sorry for butchering that completely. Which have a Molotov, an MG, and
Yeah,
points.
the recon tab just seems insane in this division. Like, do you find that you're just loading up the entire recon tab with infantry?
Well, you for sure take the 1-cost card in this deck.
Yeah.
Because you have so many availability points anyways. So you can take these easily.
Yeah, I think it's the only deck I actually take with recon.
Yeah, you properly load up on it. I'm interested on your guys' thoughts of the Jakari, because I think Froglord mentioned this in my Discord earlier, saying that they were very good for 20 points. What do you guys think?
Well, they're one of the best CQC infantry units like in the game. If you want to get close to an enemy, these are the best guys.
Yep.
Yeah, it might be a little bit too cheap if you just look at the unit, but you have to look at the entire division first.
Yeah.
It is the same thing for the Hungarians. Oh, the Hungarians infantry is so good and so cheap, but they actually need it. So I would say the Yakari has a fair price.
Yeah, I think they're at a
because of
fine spot.
The big
yeah,
thing
I won't change it.
the big thing I want to talk about is the transport in this division. Does the transport really hamper it? I guess Tiger, you're probably the best person to answer this because you're really enjoying it. Does the Ford AA transport really hurt this division?
No, I mean the playstyle of the division is not an aggressive division that has to punch. So
Yeah, it's not a spam division like some of the Soviet ones.
it is a
Coming
spam
with-
division. It's just not a
Well,
rush spam division.
Yeah, it's not a rush spam division that comes in with 9 automatickies, like not like 9 cavalry that come with alternate Saparis, Sapari PPSHs and automatickies into your face in 30 jeeps. This one is more of the like methodical push and spam. And yeah, it's really good at that. All the infantry choices are really nice, not just as a parry. You also have these interesting guys with the anti-tank rifle, TNT charge, and then guns, and then you like the infantry tab overall is.
There's just so many choices. It's like, how do you narrow them down? Just so many.
Yeah.
Let's just move away from the infantry and have a look at a couple of other.
How could you jump over the tank tab so fast? So many choices there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think this rivals 21st Panzer. I mean, this tank tab, I think, is a perfect example of DLC power creep.
I mean, you have the choice between 26 pans, T26 with 1-star or 2-star frequency. That's a big choice to make, actually, because the 2-star frequency is so amazing on this thing. But you get 3 more with 1-star.
Do you take them 2-star just for the just to mean that the fact that that's all you get?
I take them actually with 2 stars because I think they're really good with 2 stars.
I probably would as well, because let's face it, you only lose 3 and you're not really going to use them anyway. Well, I don't know. I mean, I've not been playing this, but
I take them at 1-star.
yeah,
And
just to get
honestly,
the extra.
I would take this tank tab over the 28th Jaeger tank tab any day of the week. I just love these.
Let's
Anyone
else?
The
Sorry?
Vectorine is really good anti-air. It's the second best anti-air in the game at the moment, after the nerf of all the 37 mils.
Is it? Because I looked at this and I was a bit confused about this. Yeah.
It's really good. Like, the best anti-air at the moment is the Sys 12 with the double 25 millimeters, and then there come the double 20 mils, because 4 triple mounts got nerfed, and 37 millimeters got nerfed, but double mounts didn't got nerfed. So Vectorine and the Sys 12 at the moment are the best AA.
I would actually disagree.
Oh.
I think the 37, German 37 is still better than this one. I used this extensively and I didn't like it. I like it, I take it because it's cheap, but I don't feel like I would take it over a Bofors, to be honest.
Bofors is so much weaker now.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, I just feel like it does nothing.
Yeah,
Okay.
I was using these Vegatins a lot, and it just feels like you're just tickling the planes.
You guys put a commander next to them, right? If you put stars on this thing, this
Oh,
thing is
please, tell me, do you really think I take commanders in my deck?
If you put stars on these things.
Yeah, of course, 2 stars, it's like...
Right, I want to move away from the divisions now, because I know we've been on here for a little while, but and there's a couple more things I just want to discuss before we get to the giveaway. So let's have a look at the patch notes. I don't want to go through this too in depth because we could spend ages talking about patch notes. But Salion put together some great a summary of the notes on Reddit. So guys in the chat, if you haven't seen this, get on Reddit and look at this post, because it's a really good summary of changes. And I want to get your guys' thoughts on some of these changes. I think AA and A, we could spend a really long time talking about this, so I just want to spend a little bit of time getting an update on what the picture is between AA and A. So maybe let's start with Tiger on this, because I know you definitely are a big fan of this topic. How do you see the current balance with AA and A?
I feel like they're going the right way. I just don't like it how it is yet. But I really do think I can tolerate it.
Yes.
Yeah, I can tolerate it. That's my view.
Well, that's good, because I think it's moved then from a position where I don't think it was intolerable for you.
Yeah,
It
you
was.
know my opinion on the EA before. I just hated it so much. I feel like it is better now. I just still don't like the air versus air combat. But
Okay. Protozaka?
For me, there's two things about the air at the moment. Like, I love the changes overall. I really love. The only thing they have to fix, and they're already working on that, is the new really weird behavior of air units. And the second thing is, why are you giving only a price buff to bombers and not to fighters? I think actually fighters would have needed it more than bombers. And yeah, that's the only thing they should change, I think. I think the lethality of AA is at a good spot at the moment.
So you mentioned there about the weird movements. Can you just expand on that a little bit?
Stuff turns a lot more interesting than they did before. There's a really cool clip of Vulcan there with a hawk doing turns that look like they would put like 50,000 G, no, 50 G, 20 G, maneuver onto the pilot there and rip the airframe apart for sure.
Sorry, Gowan.
Yeah, they will fix that. I'm pretty certain.
Yeah,
pretty soon. Also, they talked about it already, and they are working on it. So, and with that change, I think it should be fine in the airplay. I really like where we are at the moment in the airplay.
Okay, Bets, what's your thoughts on AA and the air meta?
I mean, I personally was fine with it before. I mean, it's not so much common knowledge, but back in the closed beta, there used to be crits for AA pieces on planes, and that was funny. But ever since sort of that's been taken out and they've been scaled back, I personally have been fine with the way AA plays.
Yeah, back in the beta, in the closed beta at the beginning, the best AA was actually the quadruple Maxime mount, because it had the most rate of fire, so it had the most chances of doing crits. It was funny because those things were killing planes left, right, and center.
By the way, I'm sorry.
Got much better, and AA at the moment is not like it's. I think airplay is weaker than it is in SD Normandy 44, but it's supposed to be weaker.
Tiger, you were going to say something there?
Yeah, what they mean by that is there was kill crits, not only crits. Like you could actually kill a plane in a shot without actually damaging it completely. That's what they. I just wanted to point that out.
I think I probably stand more towards where Tiger was sitting on AA and A. I've not played in the new patch, so I don't know how it is. But in the old patch, I mean, there were definite AA pieces I think were too lethal, and I think they have, from the sounds of it, from reading the patch, they've toned down the lethality. But from the looks of it, they've increased the suppression, which I already thought the suppression was about right. So, sorry, Protosoccer, you were going to say?
It doesn't really inflict more suppression. The suppression change is for the flag killing, because it does less suppression due to accuracy, so they have to buff the suppression at the same level.
Right, okay, yeah. So,
flag killing pins about the fighter about 90% now, so it doesn't even, with one reload rate, so it doesn't even pin a fighter completely with one fire burst, which I think is about the right amount of what it should do.
Yeah, I think before I felt that AA was a bit too lethal, so I mean, I will have to wait and see how the new patch goes. But it's good that Tiger, you're at least it's moved to a position where you feel a lot better about it, and that's good. I think it did need to move a little bit. just moving forwards, HMGs, do you think, very quickly on this, do you think we'll see the Maxims in competitive play?
Yes.
Yes.
Possibly, yeah.
Right.
They're all MGs, like all the medium MGs, got buffed, and they are now solid. Like they're not must take, but they're a choice now. And if you have a deck with a lot of support slots, you for sure take the Maxim.
Wow. Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
Or you take the next thing.
The 50mm mortars. So I understand the German ones are still at 540 meters, but
They are,
the Soviets are at 800 meters. Is that right?
yeah, and the Allied is still 500.
Oh, the other allies still at 540 as
Yeah.
well. So
But-
do you think you'll see we will see the 800 meter Soviet ones in competitive play?
100%. They're
Yeah?
nice.
Okay.
They're real nice. And we might even see the other ones with 15 points. Because 15 points is relatively cheap. And like it's a big change to 20 points actually.
Wow. Well,
So-
I'm really excited about seeing them. I mean, I always like variety of units being used, and I definitely think that every unit kind of needs a place or as much as possible. So yeah, it's great to hear that.
Yeah,
I mean, the fire rate of them is just sick.
yeah, I love these things, especially in the 15th Scots. You know, a wall of infantry and then a wall of 50mm mortars behind them. It's worked out great so far.
The Katusha. Is it worth taking the Katusha now? Tiger, what do you think?
I still hate it.
Yeah.
No,
Fair
I
and
think
simple.
it's okay now as like worst off map, I would say.
Yeah. I
Because now you have
go on. Sorry.
pretty much unlimited range, at least in 1v1. And it's cheaper.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that.
The thing about the Katusha was I kind of liked it how it was. Maybe not the Katusha, but the Andrusha that was like really lethal. The Katusha was like a little bit lethal. I kind of liked it like that, but I know a lot of people don't. So I don't think the Katusha will ever be in a place where I kind of like it again, because I think my expectations are that it should kill tanks, but I know that I'm probably on too far of a tangent there. That one. The leader change. This is a massive change. So I want to just talk about this for a little moment. Actually, it's more about the artillery leaders that I want to concentrate on. So the Protosoccer, tell us about the artillery leader changes.
I think I will cover like the basic idea about all the changes.
Yeah.
Fusion looked at their stats and they figured out artillery leaders are taking nearly 100% out of the time, and infantry leaders are taking much less in divisions where you have artillery leaders. So they wanted to change that to make the choice instead of a must take of this and a non-take of this. So they overall changed the availability at the cost of all the Soviet leaders, and all the artillery leaders are across the board now 246
Yeah.
instead of 369 availability in some divisions. So that's 246 everywhere. And the infantry leaders got availability changes as well. And so now it's really about what kind of style of leader you want, instead of, oh, this is just simply the best, you take that.
Yeah.
Which I like. I'm pro-choice.
But the one thing I think about this is, do you think people will stop taking the artillery commanders now?
I still take them.
Yeah, because I think this. I think the fact that they're in the artillery tab is the reason that people pick them.
100%.
Yeah, it's because you don't have to waste an infantry slot on a leader unit. So
Well-
I don't disagree with the change they've made. I just think it doesn't really solve any kind of issues.
Well, it forces you, if you want to have more leaders, you have to take and think about an infantry leader. And I take some infantry leaders now and just say, okay, I take one more mortar card instead of the artillery leader. It's depends on the deck, but I think it's makes it more of a choice now. Like it's not making artillery leader untakeable, and I still take him in a lot of divisions, but it changes the choice you take. And the overall number of leaders in the Soviet divisions is still kind of the same with this change, so it's not really a nerf, but more of a shift.
Tiger, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, so just as someone that never takes leaders, I used to take them just because they're cheap and they are a unit that can fight on the front line, but now I just don't. I don't know. I don't like taking leaders either way. So as someone that never takes leaders, the changes just makes it so, hey, this guy is super expensive. I'm not gonna take you.
Yeah, you're even less likely now.
I think
Yeah.
they could even make them free, and you still wouldn't take them.
No.
Just a mention in chat as well. Mute Games, he mentioned about the NKVD and the Felgendarmerie. Do you think we'll ever see a time where NKVD and Felgendarmerie will be kind of picked as
I
a
don't
unit?
know how they could make them useful.
Oh, make them even cheaper.
I mean,
There's
5
no
points, maybe.
even for 5 points, you would never waste a card on these units.
Yeah, that's true.
But
They-
I don't know.
go on.
And there's no way of making them useful outside. Like they're a unit for Army General. They are created for Army General
Yeah.
purposes, and
Yeah.
that's where they belong.
Do you
no.
think if you kind of made them a leader and put them in the support tab, do you think then maybe they'd be taken?
Well, I think that they would just take the role of what Eugen has pushed the artillery leaders out of. You know,
Yes.
they'll just become the next artillery leaders, and then they'll be, same thing will happen to them as what's happened to RD leaders.
Yeah. I kind of think they have to do, if they were to want to make some changes, they'd have to do something like that, I think. But yeah, so that was the kind of commanders change. Let's have a quick look at the division changes. The 9th Guards Cavalry, they got a little bit of love, I think. Tiger, do you think that's really helped them out?
A little bit.
yeah, considerably. I mean, they were in a spot where they were just useless. Now they can at least do something.
You really have to put that little bit on question marks. And not on
Yeah.
question marks, but on notes, because it's a
Quotation
huge
marks.
change.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
say it again, sorry.
It's a huge change to them.
A huge change.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
have
mean,
more of them, you have them cheaper, and they have a shit ton more firepower.
so how good do you think this change is? Do you think this is going to be a really good competitive deck, or do you think this just makes them mid-table?
It puts them on the same with Koruk, I would say.
Yeah.
So situational, depends on the map, depends on what you're playing against. But they have they have Shermans, so if you don't play against a heavy tank division, 9th Cavalry is totally fine now.
Okay. 3rd Guards Mech. These have had a little bit of love as well, I think, thanks to Salian and Tiger. I don't know whether you want to talk about 3rd Guards Mech and 28th Jaeger together as one.
No.
Yeah, we all
I
know that
need time.
you're super happy about what they did to the 28th Jaeger.
I need time.
You are mentioned here, so that's why I
played
bring
a
you
lot
up.
of 3rd Guards mechanized before, and I don't know if this is actually a buff or a nerf, because it takes away one of your M-Char cards, and Shermans are just such a lovely tool to use. And you don't really need more infantry in this deck. But I guess it's a good change for historical accuracy, and it's an interesting change overall. So yeah, 3rd Guard mechanized. It's a fair change. It's not really buffing it. It's not really nerfing it. But yeah, they're the solid spot anyways.
And Jaeger. So talk us
Let's go,
through
Tiger.
Jaeger. Tiger, I want something.
So basically, this whole story with the Jaeger started whenever the game was released, with me and Corvo ranting about this division every day. And we just wanted one simple change. We just wanted the Jaegers to receive the nades and the Jaeger Pioneers to just have the normal loadout. So the Jaeger Pioneers are actually the standard infantry. And then they tried it with the Skyjägers, which they just made the Skyjägers a more expensive grenadier. And then after months of renting, they finally changed their prices. And guess what? Ceylon just came in, said, "Hey, I think the Kazaki should actually just have SVTs, and the third guards mechanized should have more infantry." And they said, "Okay." He literally just did that. And I'm ranting for months about this fucking one infantry division, and they don't change it. It is just useless.
Do you think this change will help Jaegers out? Tiger, tell me.
Man. I'm going to tell you something. This game has a hidden tax on the Jaegers. If you have Jaeger on your name, it is more expensive than you, just because you have Jaeger in the name and it looks cool. If you look at the Jaeger Pioneers, they're exactly the same thing as the Saperi, but they cost more just because they are Jaegers. For fuck's sake.
It's the branding. See, that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
You're paying for the Jaeger brand, right?
You're paying for the
So-
training, man. Like you have one guy goes in the factory in 5 seconds he fixes the entire machine. You didn't pay him for just turn the screw on the machine. You paid him for the fucking training, and that's exactly what you're doing for the Jaegers. Just because they have a funny name and they look cool, they cost more than they should.
I poked the bear. I poked the bear there.
I could go on about this all day.
No, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there. I think you've covered the points.
MG42 versus a DT. So I guess Jaeger Pioneers are a bit better, but they shouldn't be more expensive.
Well,
because...
let's leave that discussion there. I think Nilla's a big fan of the Jaegers. I'm going to look to Nilla to show everyone how it's done with Jaeger. So hopefully he'll be doing that.
I think this change will not make Jaeger that much of a competitive division.
Yeah.
That's Jaeger. Because Jaeger was on a close spot of being competitive.
Yeah,
before,
Jaeger was in a much better position. So I guess.
And now with their infantry being 20 points, we might see them quite a bit more.
I think so. And Sean was playing Jaeger quite often as well. And I think Nilla maybe played them. I'm not 100% sure, but
also,
we'll see.
Both of those divisions, the actual buff for them is the cheaper bombers and the weaker AA, because both of this division have a good air test.
Yeah. Right, I just want to. I don't want to spend too much longer. But I do want to try and cover as many points as possible. 78 Sturm and Third Guards Tank Corps, without really going into too much depth. Do you think this is the end of these two divisions in S tier on the tier list?
No. It's a nerf. It's a well deserved nerf. But it's just a small one. But it's good that they got that.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the stats from the league, because I obviously have access to the database where Sodbot stores all the stuff. Sturm is right up there, right at the top, and has been for a very, very long time. So I think it's, if anything, it's bringing it down in with everything else.
Yeah.
Which is definitely needed.
Yeah. I'm glad they've done this, because for a very long time I didn't think they would touch the 78 Sturm and Third Guard Tank Corps. I kind of just thought that they would just see it as it's just the way it is, and these two are going to be top no matter what. So I am kind of glad to see some readjustment of balance. And I think Eugen, I don't want to get into too much depth, but I think my opinion of Eugen is it takes them a while, but they do actually balance their games, or certainly from Steel Division Normandy and Steel Division 2, it takes them a while, but they eventually sort of get there. I think it takes a lot of help, but they kind of get there towards the end.
Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of over-nerfing stuff.
Yeah.
I like buffing more than, buffing bad divisions is better than nerfing the good divisions. Because, it's not about how many, about the division being S tier, it's about getting other divisions up there to be competitive. And then just doing some slight adjustments to the top ones so they're not totally broken.
If only we could do that to the Jaegers.
Let's not go back. So I wanna discuss artillery changes. I kind of fairly quickly, Protozocco, can you just talk us through the kind of counter battery changes?
So the only big thing that is there, it's counter-artillery only works from long-barreled artillery to long-barreled artillery now. It doesn't affect mortars anymore, and it doesn't affect off-map units anymore. But it also those cannot counter-battery other artillery anymore. So that's a good change because mortars become playable again.
Yeah.
And it's it's all about the mortars being back into the meta. And
So
giving us more
in
artillery
terms of 1v1, do you think like 120mm mortars will now be king, or?
I actually think they will be really strong in 2v2s and 3v3s.
Yeah.
And 1v1s, 120mm mortars are pretty expensive nowadays. So we will see some, but it's not like there will be a stable part of every division that has them now.
Yeah. Bets and Tiger, anything to add with the artillery changes?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad about this CB change. I know there were a lot of people going on about like removing it completely, but I think this is a decent compromise for now. Because because I mean, when counter battery was introduced, it did make mortars unplayable because you were being shot at by some big guns, and well, you couldn't shoot back. So yeah, no, I'm really happy with this.
Go on, sorry.
Counter battery will stay no matter what, but it might change again with the next.
I'd like to see it change so light howitzers are also not affected by counter battery.
But yeah.
So light howitzers. What do you mean by that? Just expand there.
So, for example, the 52p and the 126 that I said is really good and is light and has radios. I would prefer if that was not targeted by counter battery.
Yeah, interesting.
But it's actually really good. It's actually better in counter batterying than it is at receiving it.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But I also would like, for example, the mountain gun. How is it called against Gebirgs thing? I don't know.
Well, let's agree to disagree there and not go on there. But yeah, I disagree with that. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, just before we move on there, I was quite interested. So, the Russian F-22 gun, like, it does that. I presume is counter battery possible.
Yeah.
But it's like it's like lower caliber than the mortars. Do you think that's kind of fair?
Yeah, because it works differently than a mortar. Like, it's more counter-batteryable in real life, and it's like organized in batteries and stuff. So I think it is fair, as it also is really good in counter-batterying. So it's good and it receives, and it also gives the way counter-battery.
It gives and receives.
I couldn't really expand on it. I think they should also remove the counter battery from the F-22s, but it's just my opinion. And then it can't be counter batteried, but it also can't counter battery, so it actually becomes a little bit more of a skill game. But that's just my opinion.
So very, very, very quickly then, Tiger. So what are you saying about counter battery? Do you think, are you kind of happy with what they've done at the moment, or do you think they need to go further?
I mean, I'm obviously happy with what they've done. I just think that the light howitzers should not have counter battery orders, and they should also not be counter batteried. I think it should be something for only big guns and medium guns.
What? So maybe like maybe like a restriction on the size, so like over 120 mils.
Yeah, I mean 105 mils should still have the counter battery order. Yeah.
Interesting. It's just interesting to have these discussions. I think we're kind of running out of time. I don't want to dwell on this much longer, but maybe we'll devote a future episode to kind of artillery and counter battery and the whole thing. So yeah, maybe we'll touch on this in the future and can have a good discussion. But I think we've been up for quite a while. There's been a lot to discuss, but obviously new DLC's dropped. And there's 6 divisions as well, so definitely.
And 2 new income rates.
Yeah. Oh God, we didn't even mention the income rates. We were completely going to mention the income rates. Yeah, so we've got 2 brand new income rates, Flatline and V for Victory. Very quickly, do you think it's a good change to introduce those income rates?
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
They might have to adjust some stuff. But I like the new choices you can make with these.
Bets.
And they're pretty good for 1v1.
Yeah, I'm with that too. I mean, it's always nice to have more choice when it comes to how you want to play a division.
I definitely want to discuss this topic in more detail on income. So we are definitely going to have a future episode on this. But I kind of want to see how it plays out in Steel Division League. I want to see the next sort of week, the next 2 weeks. I want to see what people are picking before we start to discuss this. So we are going to do an episode for all you guys in chat. We're going to concentrate on income, and we're going to have an episode dedicated to that. But I think right now it's a little bit early, I think, to discuss that in detail. I mean, we could spend a whole episode discussing that, so we just don't have time. Right, I do want to mention the giveaway quickly. If you haven't entered the giveaway, quickly type exclamation mark giveaway in the chat. It's your very last chance. Tiger is going to do the draw for us. I'm hoping this is going to work.
I did it earlier. It worked, don't worry.
Oh, right. Okay. So, we'll give it. Is it, guys? Before I finish, is there anything you wanna mention that we haven't mentioned?
Yeah, I want to make a big shout out to another league ongoing at the moment on the French server, and I want to really point out that competitive Steel Division at the moment has a lot of tournaments, and it's really cool to see. We also have a multiplayer campaign coming up and stuff, and I think Tiger and Lolly also have some stuff in the pipe for official Discord tournaments. So it's really cool to see all this competitive stuff, and I hope with Finland that only gets better.
Just a very quick answer. Mute Games, CB now only targets CB big guns, non-mortars, basically. That's my understanding. Bets, Tiger, anything last minute to add?
Go ahead.
You go first.
All right, I stream, and that's all I wanted to say.
Tiger,
Eugene actually follows me. You should follow too.
You should definitely check out Tiger's stream. I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys as I work this out. Bets, did you have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, soon enough, I hope to be releasing all the stats that the bot has been collecting over the past over the past few months now, ever since the tournament started. Got a big database full of stats, and I'm going to be doing an update soon that should collect even more. So I'm kind of hoping in the next few months or so, I will likely have a website up where you can go and view it all. So
that's going to be good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really am looking forward to that. I've also posted Tiger's link in the chat, so go click on that link and click follow now. To make sure you get notified about Tiger streams. He is majority of the time you've streamed kind of Escape from Tarkov, Rainbow Six, but you're now back on Steel Division 2, and anything else, Tiger?
No, that's really it.
Yeah.
I just stream Steel Division 2 now.
Oh, and I will now cast some tournament. Oh, sorry.
No, that's all I wanted to say. Like, I play Steel Division now, but I don't know for how long I will do it, as it's probably going to be a side game. I mainly stream Tarkov and Rainbow Six.
Yeah. So Tiger's is a big part of the Steel Division community, but he's been playing less recently. But if you want to watch a Tarkov player, then definitely tune into Tiger, because he's great to listen to on stream. He has one of those voices that you could literally just fall asleep to. But not in a bad way.
I don't know if that's really a compliment. Like, you sleep watching my streams, man? Is that what you do?
I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean, it's a really good listening experience.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Let's get this giveaway done. Tiger, can you can you run this giveaway and let us
Yeah, I
know
can.
who wins?
Okay, so 3, 2, 1. It is Roll Tide. It says it in chat.
Roll Tide. Congratulations, Roll Tide. So get in touch with me or with Protozocker after. Yeah, there you are. And we will sort that out for you.
I will whisper you now in chat.
Oh, there you go. Excellent. So yeah, Protozocker will sort that out for us now. Congratulations, Roll Tide, winner of the Steel Division 2 Fate of Finland DLC code. So hopefully you will enjoy it. Marks out of 10 for the DLC. Bets, what do you think out of 10?
Oh, that's a good 8. I think it's a good number. Yeah.
8. Tiger, marks out of 10 for the DLC.
I mean, compared to others, 10.
10.
I just love the DLC. It fits me perfect.
Oh, fine. Well,
Yeah.
that is good to hear. And
I
Protozocker,
think if you compare it to all the other Steel Division DLCs we had so far, it's a 10.
I
I would
personally,
give it 9.5, so we have a room to improve.
he's one of those that doesn't award 10s. I think I've not looked at the campaign. I barely explored any of the DLC, but the divisions. I mean, I give it 10 out of 10 for the Winter Hurricane. Just on its own, just give me that unit and you get a 10. No, I really like it.
I heard some rumors about the next DLC, so that might be a 10.
Ooh,
Just to get you excited.
spoilers already.
No spoilers there.
Right. Protozocker, are you streaming some games?
Yeah, I will cast some games of the league now.
Excellent.
I will be live in a second. This time for real.
Yeah, hopefully we'll work this out. I will try and. We failed last week when we tried to do this.
Give me a second. I might be.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Tiger. Thanks very much, Bets, for joining me tonight. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Have you enjoyed it? Please say yes.
I'm not being forced to say this, okay? My family is absolutely not under AngryBird. No, that's not a possibility. No, yeah, I enjoyed it, man. If you want to invite me to the next one, then
excellent. We'll do that. I've just lost the icons. Bets, thank you very much for coming on. Have you enjoyed tonight?
Yeah, no, I think it's been good. I was a lot more. Well, once you got started, I was a lot less scared. So.
yeah, it's been nice to have you both on, and I definitely want to see you back on a future Generals Lounge. Bets, definitely keep in touch with me. Let me know how that kind of website goes, and once you get the stats together, I think we'll probably look at devoting an episode to having a look at the stats from Sodbot. So yeah, definitely love to see you back in the Generals Lounge in the future. I'm just kind of hoping that Protozocker's
yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah, you are still there.
So yeah, I'm live now. That's why I had to turn off my cam. So
oh, of course.
Pick up my cam.
Of course.
And yeah, I will not be around next week, but hopefully the week after I will be back for you guys talking about SD League, and wish you all a lot of fun next week with whomever AngryBird will have on. And yeah, it's a blast. Really cool that we have this going now. And yeah, really cool project we have here.
Yeah, I think it's. I kind of I had this idea for a little while to do more of this kind of content. I'm hoping you guys in chat are enjoying it as well. You guys in chat, let me know what you think about this format. You can always jump into my Discord and chat to me in there. You can find a way to let me know, but I genuinely appreciate your feedback. So if you can let me know how you're finding it. I am also looking at other content I can do with some of the pros. I want to get, I do want to get Nilla up on here. I'd like to get Gonzo up as well, and Curbs and some other guys as well. So hopefully we'll have lots of new voices and maybe even a few new faces on the Generals Lounge as well.
No, you'll be thanking me if I don't show my face, man. Just
I'm just waiting for Prodo. My stream doesn't seem to find his channel right now.
It should be live. Like my other Twitch account already told me I'm live with the other Twitch account, so I'm pretty sure. It's live.
Maybe I'm just refreshing now. Yeah, there we go. We found you. I think I needed to refresh. Right, we're gonna head over to Protozoka's channel. We're gonna watch him cast some games from the Steel Division League. So please join us there. Thanks very much for watching tonight. I really appreciate everyone turning up, and I hope you really enjoyed the session as well. We'll see you again, same time next week, 7 p.m. GMT, 8 p.m. Central European time for the General's Lounge. Thanks very much for joining us, guys. See you again next week.
So hello, and welcome to my stream now.